Okay, pretty much everyone in this room, at one point or another, has had one of these with them or has used one of these within the last week. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Some of you have some sitting on your desk right now.
Oh.
Well, if you're thinking about plastic water bottles, you'd be correct. Today I'm going to try to convince you as to why using tap water and a water filtration system at home is better than using bottled water from the store, which could be bad for the environment, your health, and your wallet as well. I have been researching this topic for about a week now, and some of the things that I found out were pretty surprising. First, I will talk about the cost of water filtration system and how it compares to buying bottled waters at the store. Second, I will cover some of the effects that plastic water bottles have in the environment and some of the effects that they can have on your health. And last, I will talk about some guidelines and regulations that the government has set on companies that make water that's being sold and made available to the public. First, we're going to look at the cost of a water filtration system and how it compares to bottled water from the store. A water filtration system will cost you about $50 depending on the quality of the water filtration system that you want to buy. According to bestwaterfilters.com, if you buy a Brita faucet water filter, each replacement cartridge will cost you about $20 to replace, and it would have to be replaced about every 2 to 3 months. But this one filter will filter up to 100 gallons of water, which comes out to a cost of about 20 cents per gallon. Now compare that to a 16-ounce regular water bottle that you buy at the store that costs you about $1 and some change, and it doesn't take a math whiz to figure out that in the long run, good, clean drinking water will cost you far less than buying water from the store. Besides that, most water filters use cartridges of activated carbon, which are very effective at removing chemicals and organisms from tap water. Carbon cartridges will also improve the odor and taste of drinking water. Heavy metals are also removed by carbon filters according to allwaterpurification.com. In my research, I found out that big companies also use filtration systems themselves to purify tap water that is later sold to consumers like you and I. I don't recall right now where it is that I saw this, but if you check the labels on your water bottles, some of them say right there which process was used to purify the water from that bottle. But going back to the carbon filters, there is a caution regarding water filters. EngineeringPurdue.edu says that to make sure to follow the manufacturer's guidelines for replacing the water filters. A neglected water filter system can compromise your health through buildup of bacteria more than using a filter at all. Next, I would like to talk about the effects that plastic water bottles have in the environment and ways in which it can affect your health. According to NubiaSorganics.com, bottled water creates tons of trash. Each year, 26 billion bottles are thrown away, and less than 15% of those are recycled. 16 billion gallons of water are wasted to provide Americans with, quote, convenient access to water. The plastic from these bottles don't biodegrade and are now a permanent part of our landfills. In 2005, 2 million tons of plastic water bottles ended up clogging landfills instead of getting recycled. To put this into perspective, the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the 7 wonders of the world, is constructed of limestone, and the total estimated weight of the structure is estimated at 6 million tons, according to worldmysteries.com, and it took about 20 years to build. So this means that in 3 years' worth of garbage plastic water bottles, we could rebuild a replica of the Great Pyramid that will weigh about the same as the Great Pyramid. That is how much plastic water bottles trash is being produced each year. Plastic water bottles can affect our health because, according to mytrustedmd.com, the type of plastic bottle which water is usually sold in is a type 1, which is only recommended for one-time use only. Do not refill it. Better to use a reusable water bottle and fill it with your own filtered water from home, and keep those single-use bottles out of the landfill. But you need to make sure that the reusable plastic water bottles that you use are BPA-free. Because BPA, bisphenol A, is a xenoestrogen, a known endocrine disruptor, meaning it disturbs the normal messaging system in your body. Synthetic xenoestrogens are linked to breast cancer and uterine cancer in women, decrease testosterone levels in men, and are particularly devastating to babies and young children. BPA has even been linked to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, according to mytrustedmd.com. So we need to make sure that the bottles we use are BPA free. I work with elementary school children, and I sometimes see them use plastic water bottles to bring Kool-Aid or orange juice or even soda to school. But now I'm going to try to warn them and tell them to use it only once and then discard it or recycle it. I too have been guilty of using water bottles to try to save a buck or so, but now I'm going to try to stop. Last, I would like to talk to you about some of the guidelines and regulations that the government has on companies that provide water for communities in the U.S. According to the foodandwaterwatch.org, tap water is just as safe, clean, and healthy as bottled water, and in many cases, more so. In fact, federal government requires far more rigorous frequent safety testing and monitoring of municipal drinking water. The Environmental Protection Agency requires utility companies to test municipal water hundreds of times per month, while the Food and Drug Administration requires only one water test per week of bottling companies. Also, municipal water is treated with additional fluoride, which according to the CDC, fluoride is a naturally occurring compound in the environment. All water naturally contains some fluoride. Adding or maintaining some fluoride levels in drinking water is a safe and effective public health measure to prevent and control tooth decay. So not only is tap water better monitored and taken care of than bottled water, but it can also help keep your teeth free of cavities because of the fluoride that is added to it. So today, I've shared with you some of the costs of water filtration and how it compares to buying bottled water at the store. Also, some of the effects that plastic water bottles have in the environment and how they could possibly affect your health. And last, we looked at some of the guidelines and regulations that government has on companies that provide water for our communities. So, based on these things, I hope that if I didn't convince you that using tap water and a water filtration system to fill up water bottles at home is better than buying water bottles, which can be bad for the environment, your health, and your wallet, I hope that I at least got you thinking of perhaps in the future, if you want to save some money, save your teeth, and save the environment, you will invest in a water filtration system for your home. Thanks.
Javi, are you here?
Yeah.
All right, what'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I like the subject, especially the saving money part. I like how he cites his sources. How actually it goes through the process of what happens to you when you drink a bottled water. I like the statistics, and he uses words that we all pretty much know, except at the end, the big words, the specific stuff.
Okay.
But overall, I like it.
Okay. I thought that the question that you opened with was a little bit awkward, but the topic's pretty clear. You've got a very clear statement of what your goal is, an excellent preview of what the content's going to be. So all the structural stuff is good at the start, and you did a good job signposting and organizing while you were speaking as well. I'd agree with Javi about the source citations. I thought you were very consistent about that, giving us pretty complete information on those on the different points that you were talking about. So that's pretty solid. I did run into one question while I was listening to your argument. If tap water is as clean and safe and even better than bottled water would be, I'm trying to figure out why I need a filtration system, you know, because you have that one quote there that talks about that, and I'm going, well, wait a second, you know, 2 minutes ago he was telling me about, you know, why you need to get this filtration system, and now I'm hearing about how great tap water is. So there's a little bit of an issue that probably could be addressed. Presentation, I think your voice actually works really well, but your eye contact is still really problematic. I thought it was stronger in the first part of the speech, and then as you went on, you got more and more into the kind of reading of the notes sort of thing, and that became a little bit of an issue. But you had a good summary and exit for the presentation. All right, thank you.